Have you ever wanted to create an AI robot using Microbit that can respond to your actions? This is how you can use CreateAI from Microbit to create a robot just like this. In this project, we're going to use our charge for Microbit from Forward Education to act as the wrist strap that will hold our Microbit while we do our machine learning training. Once in CreateAI, follow the on-screen instructions to pair and sync your Microbit to the program. Once in the program, you'll need to record at least 3 examples of your physical motion that you want the machine to learn. In this example, we're going to use the action of waving, and then we're also going to use the action of sitting still. CreateAI will look at the X, Y, and Z accelerometer values of the physical Microbit to determine what action is happening. Once we have trained our model, we can jump over to Microbit MakeCode to use those physical actions as inputs in our coding program. In this project, we know that when an action happens, we want to send a radio signal to the other Microbit that controls our robot. So here we're adding a radio block that will send a specific string when each action is triggered. We've also left the default LED values for each input, so it's easier to see when each input has been triggered. Once that code is downloaded onto the Microbit, you're just going to give it a test by performing your actions and seeing if the correct LEDs show up in each case. In this case, our program is working as it has been trained to do, so it's time to jump over and build our robot. In this case, we're using the Climate Action Kit from Forward Education to build our robot, but you could use any Microbit controlled robot. We've used a couple of positional motors to control the arms and then an LED to represent the mouth of the robot. Now we need to code the Microbit that is controlling this robot. We've hooked it up to Microbit MakeCode, and we're using the simulators that come with the Forward Education Climate Action Kit to test the servos and make sure they all work. Here we've created some code that's listening to receive a radio signal, and then depending on what the string of each radio signal is will determine what happens. In our onStart block, we're going to set up the radio group to make sure our robot and our charge Microbit are communicating on the same channel. Then we'll add some servo blocks just to make sure that they always start at 0 degrees. Now you just need to download that code to the Microbit that's controlling the robot, and we should be all good to go to test out our AI project. Make sure both devices are on, and then try your action and see if your robot responds. Depending how your robot responds to your actions, you may need to try training your Microbit a little bit more by providing more action examples in CreateAI, but if it works as intended, have fun with your AI robot.